Um, Ms. Yeager, do you have an opening statement?
No, Your Honor, we waive that.
All right. And Mr. Gordon, do you have an opening statement?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
I feel that this should be dismissed under several different reasons and causes. That there was no probable cause to stop me. I was just walking down the street, on my way to work, minding my business, not breaking any laws whatsoever. Walking down the street, and the police officer pulled in front of me, stopped me, and demanded to know who I was, which is that's not the law. I don't have to tell him who I was. I was doing nothing wrong whatsoever.
It started like any normal court hearing, but within minutes, everything went off track. The man stood confidently, insisting he didn't recognize the court's authority. He refused to answer basic questions, claiming he was a sovereign citizen. The judge remained calm, giving him multiple chances to cooperate. But instead of listening, he kept repeating legal phrases he barely understood. The courtroom grew tense as the judge began explaining jurisdiction step by step. Still the man argued. Finally, the judge made it clear. This was a real court with real consequences. What the man thought was a clever defense quickly turned into a serious mistake he couldn't undo.
Is this a trauma shaker?
I believe it is.
Okay, I didn't know.
He's not disclosing who he is.
This is now a religious experience. You have a belief.
Here, and then you're a citizen.
Yes.
All right.
Chair over here. Pull out if you need to. Action here. Just have a seat right there. All right.
All right. This is the matter of the State of Ohio versus Timothy Gordon II. It's case 25 CRB 1229. And you're Mr. Gordon, is that correct, sir?
I'm representing the estate. I'm the executor of the estate trust, and I'm here to settle the matter at hand.
You didn't answer my question.
I am not the all capital straw man. I am the living man.
Well, there's somebody sitting in this chair who's a living, breathing individual. We're correct?
Yes, sir. And I'm not a corporation like you guys are. I'm not a individual.
From the moment the hearing began, something felt different. The defendant wasn't nervous. He was overly confident, representing himself. He claimed the law didn't apply to him. The judge listened patiently, asking simple questions to move the case forward. But every answer turned into an argument. The man refused to follow procedure, insisting the court had no power over him. The judge warned him more than once, but he didn't stop. Eventually, the tone changed. The judge firmly asserted control, reminding him that personal beliefs don't override the law. In that moment, it became clear. His strategy wasn't working, and things were about to get much worse.
Yeah,
You may believe that, sir, and
No, that's the
I'm
truth.
not going to try to get you to believe other than what you believe.
Yeah.
But you, according to the record here, is you would be Timothy J. Gordon II,
The living man.
and we're here today on a bench trial in this matter. Are the parties ready to proceed?
The state is, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Gordon, you're not represented by counsel.
No, I do not consent to these hearings. I do not wish the contract.
I hear what you're saying, and
Sir,
I'm sitting up here prepared to hear any evidence regarding what occurred
There
in
is no
this
probable cause in
case.
the whole case. I'm sorry. I
I'm
apologize.
speaking.
Apologize.
Yeah. And we're going to go to a trial in this matter today. Whether you wish to be if you wish to be represented, you can be represented by counsel.
Nope.
And if you can't afford an attorney, the court would appoint an attorney to represent you.
Represent myself.
He walked into court believing he had it all figured out. Representing himself, he thought he could outsmart the system. But from the very first exchange, things didn't go as planned. The judge asked simple questions, expecting cooperation. Instead, the man argued every point, claiming immunity from the law. The judge stayed calm, explaining the rules clearly. But the more the man resisted, the stricter the judge became. The courtroom tension grew with every interruption. Eventually, the judge made it clear. This wasn't a debate, it was a legal proceeding. In the end, the man realized too late that confidence without knowledge can lead to serious consequences.
Okay, that's your prerogative.
Yes,
I don't know
right.
that it's the wisest prerogative, but it is your prerogative. Here's how trials are conducted, Mr. Ford. The state of Ohio, Ms. Yeager, who represents the state of Ohio, will be presenting evidence through witnesses who are sworn. And those witnesses will take the witness stand here and tell the court whatever Ms. Yeager asks of those witnesses. At the conclusion of their testimony, you have the opportunity to ask questions regarding the testimony of the individual, and that's called cross-examination.
Yes, sir.
If you have questions, please make sure that they're relevant to the testimony and not something that's irrelevant. All right?
Yes, sir.
Once the state has presented its evidence, you may present whatever evidence you wish to present. You may testify on your own behalf, but you're not required to do so. However, if you choose to testify, you yourself will be sworn, and then you can tell the court what you want to tell the court. You can do it from right where you're seated. You don't have to come up to the witness
Can I ask
stand.
a question, sir?
Sure.
Is this a court of records?
Yeah, we're recording right now.
And I got one more question. Can I ask who signs your paychecks?
First, it seemed like just another case. But everything changed when the defendant refused to follow basic courtroom procedure, claiming to be a sovereign citizen. He insisted the court had no authority. The judge gave him multiple chances to comply, explaining the legal process step by step. But instead of cooperating, he challenged every instruction. The judge's patience wore thin as the interruptions continued. Finally, the judge took control, making it clear the case would proceed with or without his cooperation. In that moment, the reality hit. His arguments weren't helping him. They were making things worse. What he thought was a defense became his biggest mistake.
It has obviously their name, the last listed address on record, their weight, their height, any tattoos, color of their eyes, hair.
It's basically all the demographics and identifying markers.
Yes.
Okay. So is a photograph of all of these things also input into the system?
Not of the tattoos, but of their face, yes.
Okay. And do they give a description of any tattoos or scars if there are?
Yes.
Okay. So when you were at the scene trying to help determine if a person had a warrant, were you able to look at the photograph that was in Leeds for that person?
Yes.
Okay. And does the person who was in that photograph, are they in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And, could you please point out where he is seated and describe what he is wearing?
Yes. He's in a blue, we'll go with a jumpsuit.
Thank you. Your Honor, let the record reflect the witness identify the defendant.
It will.
Thank you. So while you and the other officers were on the scene, did you ask that gentleman, the defendant, to give you his name and identifying information?
I don't know that I did. Officer Ellis did multiple times, along with Officer Fairfield.
And did the defendant ever give them his name and identifying information?
No.
And do you recall what what he was wearing that day?
I believe, yeah, I know a white t-shirt on with some kind of marking on the t-shirt.
And based on your training and experience, if you suspect a person on the street has a warrant, is that a lawful reason to detain them to confirm if they do or do not?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 1. There's 2 photographs here. Did you look at those? And who's in these photos?
Timothy Gordon.
Okay. And is this the gentleman that was on the scene on September 19th?
Yes.
And is that the same person that is the defendant?
Yes.
Nothing further for Officer Wingate at this time.
All right. Mr. Gordon, at this point, you may ask the officer any questions that you have regarding her testimony.
Yes, sir. Did you take